Yeah.
But do you really
8
want
hours?
to?
That's...
And we are live.
Somebody probably does.
Hello, YouTube land and Google Plus Hangout page. So for all of you who have been sitting around for 8 minutes going, why hasn't this dang thing started? We have started. Everyone is gathered. I have my non-Valentine's Day panel with me. And I'm just going to do a quick introduction. We will do them again before we start recording. But with me, I have the lovely Lucy LeBlanc.
Hi.
And we have from the Prisoner Introcast, John Donahue.
Hello.
We have from the Evil Genius Chronicles, Mr. Dave Slusher.
Hello, everybody.
And hey, Bill, the Radical Geek showed up. I didn't even notice that.
He just popped in.
Bill? You're not
His
giving a
mic's-
sound, but that's
his
okay.
mic's
You
not
can
there.
figure it out. And while you figure that out, we have Aaron from the Prisoner Introcast as well, and his lovely Grace beside him,
Who's off camera?
who's off camera. But she's
Oh,
there,
there she
we
is.
promise.
I'm invisible. What are you talking
You're
about?
invisible. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
There we go.
We have Bill from the Radical Geek. Yay!
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Oh, this is great. This is a spur of the moment episode. Normally, I will have things a little more planned, but 2 days ago I said, you know what? A lot of people don't have plans on Valentine's Day. Let's do a live Nutty Bites.
Was it a spur of the moment or was it the heat of the moment?
No, it was not heat of the moment. I'm in Ontario. There is no such thing.
What is this heat you speak of?
Significantly.
Oh, yeah.
When my
No, up your
snowbanks
knees.
are taller than me, there's no such thing as heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Unless you're shooting a smoking flame.
All right. So does anyone have any topic suggestions? And if anyone's hanging out in YouTube land and the Hangout page, please, you can use the Q&A app and you can send us suggestions or comments, and I should be able to see them. But does anyone have any suggestions?
Well, before we start, happy Singles Appreciation Day, everybody.
Yes.
Yes. Screw Hallmark.
Yes.
Oh, Hallmark.
I have never been a big fan of Valentine's Day because I feel like it's a big guilt holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Either you feel guilty when you're with someone because you better dang show them you appreciate them, or you feel guilty when you're with someone because you didn't do enough, or you're single and you feel guilty because for some reason you're supposed to be getting that attention, and it's just guilt all around, all because somebody wanted to sell cards.
Quite frankly,
Yeah, well,
I like the day after Valentine's Day, also known as Half Price Chocolate Day.
Yes.
I was just gonna say, there you go. You've got the half price
Yes.
chocolate day.
Usually, during Valentine's evening, my ex and I used to go see horror movies.
Yes.
We had the place all for ourselves.
That is fantastic. I love it. Unfortunately, there's a really scary movie that I can think of that's in theaters, but I wouldn't want to see it.
yeah.
Are you talking legitimately scary, or scary as in it frightens you in your very soul?
Wait, what's...
Oh, I have
Very
one
different.
like that.
It scares me for society and humanity in general.
Okay.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
I agree. I agree.
Well, there's another movie out that's not so bad that we went to see.
Yeah, that was great.
That movie was great.
Which movie did you see?
We went and saw Kingsman.
It's wonderful.
It takes a really weird left turn near the end of the film, but beyond that, it's
Hey,
pretty
no
good.
spoilers.
I'm not
no
spoiling
spoilers.
it.
It's awesome.
Okay.
It's just a
Not a
bizarre
spoiler.
left turn at the end of the film.
Was that? Are you in the movie league? Did you pick
Not
that
this-
one?
No, I'm not in it. This
Okay.
since my back-to-back winnings, I withdrew, and I haven't come back in.
Give some of us.
Yeah, I was giving some other people a chance after going back-to-back winnings.
It's like fantasy football, but we're betting on movies.
Fantasy football
Oh,
movies.
interesting.
Yeah. It's a mix of critical ratings and box office.
Yeah, critical ratings based
Okay.
on Rotten Tomatoes and how much it makes at the box office.
Interesting mix. That could be possible. That's
And-
interesting.
And only J.R.D. Skinner seems to understand the math.
Yeah.
More power to him.
He's the one that comes up with the idea.
So, for a suggestion for a nutty debate, how about non-Valentine's movies? You know, movies, as Lulu said, she would go see horror movies. What is a movie that you would go to see on Valentine's Day?
12
Nothing
Monkeys.
no romantic. Damn it, oh, the recording. All right. So is that acceptable to everyone?
Yes,
Sure.
we went to see all of Hannibal Lecter's movie. And they make good Valentine's Day movies.
Excellent. I love that. You're so fantastic.
If I did something like that, I would do 12 Monkeys. That's me.
Yes.
Hang on. We didn't start it. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Sorry.
just making sure that there's no other. I'm checking sources real quickly. It's gonna
I don't
blast
think
my
anybody
ears real
said
soon.
anything on the Facebook. How much cheap candy shall we eat by tomorrow? That was Jason Gagry.
Yes,
Thanks for
yeah.
the
There was a
suggestion.
lot of tongue-in-cheek suggestion. Okay.
How many licks does it take to the center of this drill? Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle
Three.
Monster.
Thank Cliff Lowe.
Obviously, it's 3. Duh.
All right, ready?
Ready.
Hello, mixed nutcases, and it's time for a nutty debate. We have got a special panel. We are recording this on Valentine's Day, and it's a bunch of us who are, well, we're not out making gushy faces at our loves, obviously, so this is going to be the what is the best movie to watch on Valentine's Day when you don't like Valentine's Day. And with me today, I have Aaron Jackson from the Prisoner Intro Cast and Grace.
Salutations.
Hello.
I have Bill the Radical Geek.
Hi there. Let's get this thing going.
I have Dave Slusher from the Evil Genius Chronicles.
Chaim.
Is that Tuaka?
No, actually, that's a Terrapin Liquid Bliss. Chocolate peanut butter porter.
Oh, see, that actually
Ooh,
sounds
interesting.
That sounds like sweet baby Jesus.
Yeah.
This is like a Reese's
We'll
peanut
talk
butter cup and married with liquor.
I'll discuss it when we're done with intros.
Next, we have Mr. John Donahue from the Prisoner Introcast as well.
Hello.
And we have the fantastic Lulu
Hi.
from everything you've heard but you didn't know she was involved in.
Yes, there's a lot of those.
Little Miss Behind the Scenes.
Yes. I'm an intern at podiobooks.com.
Awesome. I
Yes.
think.
Do a bunch of work at Shadow Publications.
No. I'm proofing a lot of stories for authors.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're
And-
constantly getting credits on Cooley's stuff.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
I will have to go listen to that. Garagas children, I assume.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Yeah, that was me.
You see? You know how much she's doing. Okay, so, and by the way, I don't have anything as tasty as what Dave has, but, oh, I did just spill it all over myself. What is wrong with me? That's because I didn't spill it at lunch today. I have my own homemade root beer.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
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 I've always wanted to try that.
I am currently drinking angry, arrogant bastard ale.
That,
I'm just having dihydrogen monoxide. That's me.
That stuff will kill you,
Man,
man.
that
That stuff will
that's-
kill you.
seriously, man. You're already hooked, man. If you go without for 3 days, you're dead. You're dead, man.
Yes.
Arrogant Bastard I learned about from the Sci-Fi Dig podcast years ago. And so when my husband and I got married and I was planning his bachelor party in New York, I went and I picked it up so that he could try it. And so his bachelor party was all Arrogant Bastard.
And it's better than Genesee.
The comment, sweet baby Jesus. There's yes, you know this because you were there. But there's a place here in town in Charlottesville where I live called Beer Run, and as you can imagine, beer. They have a lot of prepackaged stuff, but they have a lot of stuff you can do for build your own. And one of the things we picked out a couple months ago, last time she was here in the summer, was this thing called, they named it Sweet Baby Jesus, and it was chocolate peanut butter lager, and it smelt great. Taste not so much.
It smelled like heaven and tasted like licking a rock.
It smelled like Reese's, it smelled like a Reese's peanut butter cup, but yeah, tasted like licking a rock.
Where we used to live in Fredericton, there's a place called Picaroons. It's a microbrew, but it's a little bigger than a microbrew. And they do this thing 12 days of Christmas. And one of the beers, so for 12 days they have a different beer. And people would just line up. And they're just experiments. Some are good, some are meh. So one of them was the Nutty and Nice. So of course we had to get it. And,
well, there's actually our local hackerspace actually went to a local brew pub to brew our own beer.
Nice.
So I'm not a drinker, so I didn't have any of that. But
yeah, I'm not big on beer. There's some that I like, but I'm not a big beer person. The Nutty and Nice, it tasted like beer, and it wasn't Tech's favorite, but we used you could only get it in growlers, right? So we used the leftover to make ribs, and all the peanut butter floated to the top as we were making ribs. I was like, Anyway, so this is not the Beer Cast. That's a different
That's a
show.
different podcast.
Maybe I'll
yeah.
at the end
Bring
of
the
the
Jenny Cream Ale.
But so who wants it? Lulu, since you came up with the topic, can you give us some excellent recommendations on what to watch on Valentine's Day?
My all-time favorite is Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, that's my all-time favorite movie, period.
The lotion on it.
Oh, yes. But on Valentine's Day, special.
Especially if you have fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Ooh.
Excellent, excellent. Other suggestions?
Anything by Terry Gilliam.
Yeah.
12
Well, that's
Monkeys,
always just
Brazil.
fun to watch.
It's like if you're in a weird mood, you can put that on, you know?
Yeah.
You're looking for something a little off the wall.
12 Monkeys is fantastic. And there's a TV show, right? Has it come
Yeah,
out?
Yeah, Sci-Fi Channel has it.
Yeah, it's out
It's not
now.
too bad, actually.
I haven't watched it. I kept meaning to, but
It's actually pretty good. I've seen it. I'm hooked.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
it's a little dark. It's a lot darker, a lot more serious than the movie, and
Darker,
they have
okay.
the same. Yeah, it's a lot more serious. Let's say that. And it's more of a drama than a an acid trip, I guess.
Well, it's not being
And-
directed by Terry Gilliam, so it's not going to be an acid trip.
Okay.
He has that
Yeah,
special
true.
brand of it's like surrealist directing or something. This way of
Yes.
warping your reality when you watch, signature Terry Gilliam films, not just films that were directed, but his signature ones. Brazil, The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus,
Time Bandits.
Time Bandits, exactly. All of these have you get into a different headspace when you watch them.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. Who's got another one?
See, I've been thinking of movies that are stealth romance movies. So one of them would be Fight Club.
okay.
Yeah.
Really?
My favorites.
Fight Club.
Which actually, if we're not worried about spoiler alerts for a 17-year-old movie, it's really about a romance between a guy and himself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
another one, which is my favorite, not anywhere near the best movie I've ever seen, but it is my favorite movie, is George Romero's Night Riders. Anyone else ever seen this movie?
Never heard of it. First I've ever heard of
The
it.
name is there, but
It's, I want to say 79 or 80. It was probably between Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. And it's a movie about this bizarre Renaissance festival where people joust on motorcycles.
Oh, I've heard of that. I've heard of that
I
one.
have memories of jousting on motorcycles.
It was the first movie that Ed Harris starred in. And it really is a romance between the King Arthur character and the guy who's his contender for the crown. And so this is a movie that it is probably my most rewatchable, it's the movie I can come back to again and again and again, and it just always makes me as happy as the first time I saw it. So that would be my. It is a bizarrely long movie. The first time I watched it was with my father on New Year's, on Christmas Eve, after going to like midnight services, church services, coming home and watching this. And this is on HBO in the days when if it was over 2 hours, they used to have to change the tapes in the middle. Anyone else old enough to remember this? Or you'd have the 2-minute intermission between the reels. And at some point, it was about maybe 1:15, and they go into that intermission, and my dad says, "Holy shit! There's another hour of this to go."
I don't remember that from watching it on HBO, but my grandmother had HBO, and I remember that from my aunt would tape everything that came on HBO. And pass it around the family. So I remember getting the separate VHSs and just like, whoa, this is a 2 VHS movie, really?
Yeah, I got a few of those, and I thought, wait, these come in more than one VHS? Because I first found them in the stack. I thought, okay.
That's how I had to watch Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's a long one that doesn't feel as long
No,
as it is.
it doesn't.
Mostly because the singing.
Yeah.
So in that vein of the movie that's actually a love story that people don't realize or it's hidden, I have said for a while that Shaun of the Dead is the perfect date movie.
Yeah.
It's got the perfect romance in it between Sean and his buddy.
Well, and it also shows how to have a successful relationship, you need to be able to balance your romantic relationship and your friendships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't leave your best friend behind just because you found someone. But there has to be, and they have to care about each other. So to me, that's a very, very nice love story.
Yeah. For me, I'd be Gattaca.
Okay.
That I think is a science fiction romance movie. It's a romance movie for geeks.
That's the one where they know from their DNA all of their potential, right?
It's where they divide society by whether they're genetically engineered to be perfect or not. One guy tries to fake his way into the system.
Right. And he, again, spoilers for a very old movie, his parents were like, oh, we're just going to let it happen naturally because we love each other and it's going to be perfect. And then they find out, oh, there's a defect. And so the next kid they have, they go through genetic engineering, and that's the person whose job it is to catch him.
Yeah.
And then one of the other characters, which I thought was really interesting, was genetically engineered, and there was a mistake. But they let her into the upper class because, oh, we understand your condition.
Yeah.
But
Is that Uma Thurman's character?
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
Uma
Is
Thurman.
it Uma Thurman?
Yeah, she had a heart
Okay.
condition.
Why did I think it was Gwyneth Paltrow? I haven't seen it in a while.
Because Gwyneth Paltrow's a better actress.
Possibly. I don't know. Speaking of getting back to Terry Gilliam, she made a great Venus in Baron von Munchausen.
Oh, she was in that, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
I love that movie. It's
I have to see it
horrible and
again.
Wonderful. I introduced it to Tech, and it was one of those. He's gonna really hate it because I loved it when I watched it as a kid. And then he watched it. He's like, "All right, that is really weird, but that is really funny." It's like, "Oh yes, win." Introducing him to Legend did not work so well.
What was wrong with Legend?
Talk to Tech. I'm not going to do his rants for him.
Hey, we all have our.
Agree.
We're all entitled to our opinions. Remember that.
All right, Donahue, you haven't given us one.
I got nothing.
All right, then. You're very helpful.
But you know, after a long road of what, like 3.5 years, I'm finally on the Nutty Bites podcast, and I totally love it.
This is your first time.
He's finally on He's finally on your
We have
podcast.
two virgins here.
You've been on his podcast, but he's not been on your podcast.
That's fantastic. I didn't even realize that. You know what? You probably played it close to the chest, afraid I was gonna not let you on.
Yeah, I figured you
surprised I got
canceled the
on.
last minute.
That's great. All right. So, what are some other really great non-Valentine movies?
Full Metal Jacket.
First half?
Charlie, don't surf. I have to see that one.
The Charlie Don't Surf thing is from Apocalypse Now.
See, that's how much I don't know about Vietnam movies.
Neither one of those movies are particularly good.
I never said it was a good movie. We were just talking anti-Valentine's movies.
Anything that explodes.
Okay, if you want to do that, heavy metal.
You know
Okay, well,
what?
if we're going along that, why don't we just throw out Predator? That's a perfect anti-Valentine's Day movie.
You know
Hey.
what, actually, I think I can't remember which one it was, but I think it might have been AVP 2 that I saw around Valentine's Day. There was one of the Predators that I saw around Valentine's Day. So yeah, that works.
That movie is an
Make
abomination.
the noise.
God, AVPs. God.
AVP 2 was okay. AVP
Except that you
1 was
couldn't see
horrible.
anything. It was so goddamn dark.
They're going for
Like,
the
I
noir
watched it in the
film.
theater.
I thought of a good one.
Yeah?
Retired, Extremely Dangerous, and its even better sequel.
Oh, Red.
Yes.
What?
Red.
Oh,
Retired,
Yeah.
Extremely Dangerous, and Red 2.
I want to be... I can't remember her name off the top of my head all of a sudden. Oh my
Helen
goodness.
Helen
Yes,
Mirren.
I want to be
Helen
Helen
Mirren.
Mirren. Because white evening gown, combat boots, and a Gatling gun. It's just the perfect combination. And when I am in my mother's age and cosplaying, I'm going to cosplay her, and it will be awesome.
You should wear that for your wedding.
Just
Put it
show
on the
up at the
cake.
reception wearing combat boots. I do own a pair.
There you go.
I'm not going to
on top of the
complain.
cake.
I mean, that's one less thing. That's one less thing you'll have to change out of when we travel on the road afterwards.
And I can kick all the haters.
There you go. A good friend of ours, she had 18-hole docks under her wedding dress.
What?
18-hole docks under her wedding dress.
Live?
She
You're
was
going to have to explain that one, Nutty.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused.
Doc Martens.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh.
Right.
Doc.
What do you
Doc.
think I was saying?
Oh, okay.
Ducks.
Crocs and Crocs.
Not ducks.
Quack, quack.
I wasn't sure whether you said Crocs
Hey.
or Crocs.
How would you get 18 live ducks under a wedding dress?
Harnesses,
Hey,
little tiny harnesses.
Quack,
Remember Frenchie here.
Doc Martens, Bill, not Crocs. She's a punk, not a lame-o.
Okay.
From the Hangout page, we are getting from Martin. He says, "I could always watch Kill Bill. Certainly anti-Valentine's Day and love."
Yeah.
Yeah, love Kill
That
Bill.
assumes that you
I would-
think Kill Bill is any good. Which it's
I think
not.
part 2 is significantly better than part 1. If you treat them as separate movies. I actually like the kind of the modern Western whole end of that. I like the whole part with Bill, the confrontation with Bill. That like very slow, very long conversation. That's like the best half hour to me of the whole pair of movies.
Supposedly it was like an action film done in reverse. That's what they said they wanted to do. They wanted to make an action film in reverse.
Yet they made the whole thing boring.
Huh?
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I
don't waste
haven't
your time.
seen
Part
it
1,
either.
Part 2, or the whole thing?
Parody instead.
When it came out to theaters and I realized it was a two-parter, I said I want to see it together. So I didn't go to see it the first one in theaters. And when the second one came out, I just never got around to it.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. So in the vein of Valentine movies or anti-Valentine's Day movies where it's all about your friendships and that you have to be able to maintain your friendships, I have another movie that is completely out of the vein where we've been going, but it's a really fun movie. Saving Silverman.
Oh, seen that.
Okay,
I've seen
yeah,
it.
I've seen that one.
It's-
Oh yeah, I did see that one. That's. Well, yeah, I can see how it goes there. It goes.
It's about a guy. He meets a girl who basically takes over his life, makes him give up everything he's passionate about, and his friends
Neil
decide
Diamond.
that they're going to save him from her. Unfortunately, they do it in the worst way by kidnapping her, and
Yeah.
eventually getting their old high school coach to come talk some sense into him, and it involves a bus chase and Neil Diamond, and, well, it's just crazy and awesome.
Bus chase?
Yeah.
And Arlie Ermy is perfect in that. If you're an Arlie
Yes.
Ermy fan and you haven't watched that yet, watch it.
It's going on the
No
list.
spoilers. No spoilers, anyone.
All right.
But yeah.
I'm going to show my origins. Amélie.
Oh, Amelie, that's
Yeah.
too lovey-dovey, though. That's really nice.
It's nice, but it's crazy.
It is. It's absolutely crazy.
Yes, I love the craziness.
And I love how for her it's all about making people in her community happy.
Yes.
So Amélie is a French film with Audrey Tautou. It's absolutely beautiful. It's beautifully shot. And she just goes around doing little things, pulling strings in the background to make people's lives better. And then there is a romance that happens from that.
Yes.
It's on the list.
Yes. I don't know about the English version, but
Oh, I watched it subtitled.
Hey,
subtitle. Okay.
I'd watch it subtitled also.
Okay.
So yes, I'm used to subtitles.
I know they dubbed it, but I don't know how it sounds. Yeah, I do the same. I do the same when I listen to Star Trek with Homer Simpson's voice for Captain Picard. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm a longtime anime fan, so it's like you go with the subtitles.
Yeah.
That does remind me of I was in Quebec and I turned on The Simpsons were on TV, and apparently the translations were really cool, but whenever they laughed, it was all ho ho ho.
Oh. Oh.
That's how every French person laughs, right?
Clearly.
I tend to prefer subtitles, although I will admit that with the new Ghost in the Shell Arise, as soon as the dubs came out, I watched the dubs, and it was easier. And I think that's because I'm used to Ghost in the Shell being dubbed.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And they have amazing voices in Standalone Complex. What's his name? He does everything.
I don't know what.
I know some down.
I can't remember. I'm getting smacked, I'm sure, from tech way off screen. Like, how can you forget these names? We always talk about them. Anyway, fantastic. So that's the only one. But if I can watch something and it's a foreign language film, I much prefer to watch the subtitles. And for Amelie, the subtitles were pretty big, so I could read them on a 13-inch TV when I first bought the DVD. So
Yeah.
I like that on Netflix you can adjust your subtitles, but I hate Netflix because they've removed other subtitles to do that. So like you don't get any dates on movies and TV shows that you're watching. You don't get the settings, and if they've translated foreign language in the episode, that's removed too. So if people are speaking Russian, you have no idea what they just said.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wait,
Maybe we should start a petition.
Footage? That's supposed to be in the footage.
Yeah, well, it's
They've
Netflix.
removed it from the footage.
Yep.
Watch X-Files. You never know when it's a different day.
My
there's an
constant
episode-
heart is breaking. That's terrible. Why would you do that?
Because Netflix.
Oh, just
Netflix. There's an episode in X-Files where they're going backwards in time, and I had no clue what was going on, and it wasn't until I talked to people who had the DVD, they were like, yeah, that's going backwards. I'm like, but it never says anything.
I hope they don't do that to 12 Monkeys if they ever get there, because that's the whole premise of the series.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of those movies when I don't buy as many movies as I used to, but when I own them, I would much rather watch them on DVD or Blu-ray, and that is one that I have that I love.
Well, I'm
what
talking
are
about the
some
series
other-
they have out now.
Say
Sorry.
again? Oh, the series.
The series, because that's the whole premise of the series, is bouncing back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so what are some other really great non-Valentine's Days movies?
If you want to go back to that friendship theme, I would say Clerks 2 is a good one for that.
I will agree with you 100%. Clerks 2.
I actually cried at the very end of Clerks 2 when they were in the jail cell. So,
Yeah, that was moving. I think Clerks 1 was that you're young and it's get over yourself and think about what's important. And then Clerks 2 is be thankful for what you have. So it'll be interesting to see what Clerks 3 is. And on that theme, Chris Price is in the Q&A and he says, how about Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back? And, you know, Chris, I gotta agree with you. Again, talk about an amazing relationship. I mean, Jay and Silent Bob, they're fantastic. And
Hold on, I think I got something.
oh,
Well, I would kind of say Ted.
Ted, I agree.
If we're in the subject of your friendships, yes, it's definitely the anti. I know you hate that movie, but I think it's hilarious.
Okay, it may be hilarious, but I still hate it.
Okay. You talked about sort of like the friendship theme. One thing I find out is this is your friends trying to get you out, trying not to make you go down the wrong path.
mm-hmm.
And this movie here, Brewster's Million, is probably the movie that talks about that. What do you expect when you get $30 million you have to spend in 30 days with no assets, the clothes on your back, and you have to get full value for what you bought?
Buy a lot of stupid stuff is what you do.
Well, the most interesting one was for $1.2 million. He bought a very rare stamp and mailed it.
No.
Oh.
Why?
I haven't watched Brewster's Millions in like well over 20 years.
Well, it has a special place in my heart. That's all I gotta say.
Does it hold up?
Yeah, it actually does hold up.
Okay. That's one of those things. There's certain movies that I'm often afraid to watch because I'm afraid they're not as good as I remember them to be. And if I watch them and I get disappointed, and then there's others where I was like, no, it's just as good. But yes, Brewster's Millions. And I will agree, Ted was. Although there were a couple of things in there that I'm like, but yes, absolutely. And again, she had to care about his best friend, and his best friend had to care about her for it to work, and that was really neat. And Jay and Silent Bob, best buds for life. That's that whole Sherlock and John Watson thing,
That's how I refer to a friend like that, where we're like our own version of Jay and Silent Bob.
Your hetero life mate.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Well, and I really have a soft spot in my heart for movies that celebrate friendships, because I have friendships that mean so much to me, and it's important, those things. So what are some other movies?
A movie that celebrates friendships would be Lord of the Rings.
No.
You take-
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, talking friend.
No, you take 9 of your closest friends on a journey, 2 of them die, and the rest of them are irreparably scarred. That's the perfect friendship movie. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You got your one best friend who carries
Carries this bizarre item of strange power. Sure.
Well, I mean,
That movie is like Strange Bedfellows, more like it. Okay. Friendship.
Well, it doesn't have to be friendship. We can also go back to these horror movies and all sorts of fun there.
Well, we can always go with yesterday, Friday the 13th.
Actually,
I've never seen any of them, just actually so, because I'm not a big horror fan, but
I'm much more a fan of the original Halloween.
okay.
And I actually liked, what was it, Halloween 2000 or whatever, or H2000?
Oh, H2O?
H2O, whatever it was called. The one
Yeah, it's
with
called
Jamie Lee
H2O.
Curtis again.
No.
Okay.
And
That's
Janet Leigh.
H2O.
That was kind of cool. I like that. But most of the horror movie remakes, like, I mean, the Friday the 13th remake with Sam Winchester was just,
I dated a girl who liked horror movies. We'd go to it, and I'm just going, and she'd go, "Isn't that scary?" I go, "No." It's like, okay, kids coming out of the darkness. Okay, that's nothing. There's the monster. Okay, not scary. If you want to see a scary movie, go see Willow Creek. Bobcat Goldthwait making about Bigfoot. You don't see Bigfoot. You just hear him. You don't see it.
Yeah, it sounds like Cloverfield
stuff.
Yeah, Cloverfield was probably the only true horror type movie I've seen. And that was
Really?
Yeah, I can't
Really?
do scary things. Okay, look, I can't do scary things. The only equivalent thing I've seen is Deathbed, the bed that eats.
That movie was great.
That wasn't scary. It was weird.
No, it was totally scary.
okay, so absolutely frightening, but I never want to watch it again. If
It was
thinking bad
scarring,
movies is
not
The Room.
scary.
Oh.
So no, just because
Well,
it's bad and scares you doesn't make it great.
No, I'm not saying that Cloverfield was great. Cloverfielding was actually pretty awful, and I more watched it for the film technique.
Okay, Aaron, you and Grace need to watch a movie. It's called
Pinhead.
May.
Hellraiser.
No. She needs to. They need to watch together. The movie is called May.
Hellraiser.
May.
May.
I'm not going to be held responsible for any injuries resulting from watching this movie.
Don't worry, it's not Friday the 13th, Blake.
2002 or the
Audition.
2007 version?
There's a 2000.
Well, there's a 2007 movie called May.
It should be 2002, I assume.
You see, that one's about.
Oh, that's a drama. Never mind.
Yeah,
Never
that
mind.
one looks up to be about cancer survivors.
2007, 2002.
Oh yeah, 2002.
Okay. Okay.
Fine, I will.
We'll find a way.
This.
We'll find a way.
I gotta check this.
It's quite good if you have children. They need to be in bed, and not the kind of kids that might wake up and come downstairs.
Okay.
Not because it's a really scary movie. It's just kids should not see it.
Oh.
Staying in that vein,
Okay.
another movie we could do is Audition. It's a Korean film. I don't know if anybody else has seen it. Anybody?
But it
Audition.
being Korean
No.
makes me think it's quite gory.
Don't look in the bag. don't look in the bag. Just Just don't look in the bag.
Woods.
Oh, Cabin in the Woods is a good one too. That is always a favorite.
I have issues
I
with
need to go
Cabin
see
in
that.
the Woods.
Again, a movie I would watch more for the technique than the actual content.
And no talking about
Cabin-
anything that happened in Cabin in the Woods, because my opinion is that Cabin in the Woods is best when you have no idea what you're going into.
Okay.
I'm just
Fair
going to
enough.
say that the movie plays better if you know a lot of horror movie tropes.
I do know
Okay.
tropes.
I know tropes.
Um,
It's
Yeah.
I
If
read
you know the
tropes
tropes,
wrong.
then it plays off of that. But that movie was not nearly as good as it was pitched to me as, because it was like, oh my God, Josh Whedon, this is the greatest horror movie ever made.
That's the thing. You shouldn't know
And then I-
anything about it. Just go see it.
And then I
so
watched it, and it was like, eh.
It was awesome. Chris Price has
That's
another.
because you got a
suggestion.
total hard-on for Josh Whedon.
Joss, and no, I thought it was going to be stupid because I had been hearing about Cabin in the Woods.
This stuff
since
gets
you
your lady
started
parts all the
making
quiver,
it.
doesn't it?
Say again?
Said his work gets all your lady parts all the quiver, doesn't it? Honey?
Please.
oh.
Anyway,
Nice.
Cabin in the Woods is one of those other. I predict a lot of Joss Whedon franchises to be really bad because they sound really stupid, and then I watch them and I go, oh, damn it. was
He somehow pulled it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chris Price has another suggestion, and he says, how about The Exorcist? And I've got a really good story when it comes to The Exorcist.
Oh,
That's a good movie. Grace, watch The Exorcist.
Power of Christ compels you to watch it.
Do you want to peel me off the ceiling at 3 in the morning?
When
Sure.
I was,
You know,
I was
I'm like
dating-
45 minutes away from you. I'll just come over and pull you off the ceiling.
Yeah.
I was dating an ex, and he wasn't an ex at the time, but
Now X.
We understand what you're saying.
his,
Yeah, we
his
got it.
parents, their very first date was to see The Exorcist.
Ooh.
They went to see The
Okay.
Exorcist on their
Oh, boy.
first date.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry.
And I think it was a
Okay.
blind date or something weird like that. Well, they were having an anniversary around the same time as they put Exorcist back in theaters. The original movie, it was coming to theaters. So my ex says, well, let's go, and we'll go with my mom and dad, and we'll do,
A double
like a
date.
double date thing. And I'm like, okay. So and I had never
Nice.
seen The Exorcist before. And I had heard about it, and I knew the tropes, I remember Father Guido, Leslie Nielsen walking in and going, oh, hell no, and walking out. I mean, we all know the jokes.
Mhm.
Repossessed. Yeah. That's
So-
very good.
So we go in and we're watching this movie, and I'd seen horror movies. I know what modern horror movies are like, and I am just giggling because it's silly. It is silly by modern standards, and I'm just like laughing. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's horrible. And
Was
when-
it the remake of what was that Bruce Campbell movie? Evil Dead.
Evil Dead, yeah.
Yeah, that was laughable.
But-
The remake was laughable.
Yeah. Well, the original is pretty laughable. So I'm just sitting there and I'm giggling because it's so funny to me. His parents pulled him aside and asked if I were high or drunk. That's a really scary movie. And
Oh,
anyone who knows me in life knows I don't really drink.
Well,
Yeah, I am always the designated driver. So the
Ditto.
idea that yes, Donahue has seen me drink at one of the 3 times a year that I will drink is Balticon. Dave has seen me drink. Lulu has seen me drink.
Yes.
Aaron will see me drink. Look, there's a couple of times a year I tend to drink. I have some champagne with New Year's. There's Cinco de Mayo, and there's Balticon.
Yeah.
And yeah. Anyway, Also, I was a lot younger then, and I liked a lot less alcohol back then. But it was just so funny. He's like, no,
What is wrong with you?
What, is she drunk? No. Is she taking drugs? No. Did she mix up her medications? No. She's just not scared.
A movie that traumatized me, and it will sound silly to you. It was with Michael Keaton. Interference in French. It was in English. He was looking at TV screens with snow in them and.
White noise.
Yeah. I think it's interference in French, but I didn't know.
Right.
And it traumatized me. I can't look at snow in a screen anymore. I'm afraid to see faces.
Well, that's okay because it gives you a blue screen now.
Yeah.
We don't get static on TV anymore.
Yeah, but I have not had a TV set for 5-6 years.
There you
That's
go.
the way to fix it.
For me, the
if we want to go off,
did that to static, because when I saw the Poltergeist movie, I was pretty young, and we had static on every other channel because we had rabbit ears, right?
Yeah.
You're switching channels. It was the same exact experience, and it's like, and the only part that was seriously creepy, and I didn't find that movie too scary as a kid, but the only creepy part was my baby sister, who is this little blonde child, flipping the channels. And if she stayed too long in the snow, I'm like, okay, you can change the channel a lot faster than that. Thank you. You don't need to see blonde children looking at static.
Yes.
Yeah.
to segue a second off of that Poltergeist story, the part in Poltergeist that always used to freak me out was when the little clown doll attacked the kid.
Oh, yes.
And there's a reason behind that. Why that always freaked me out.
You had that clown doll?
No, not exactly that clown doll. It's a creepy doll. It's coming after you.
Exactly.
But I had a great aunt, and for I want to say it was a Christmas. I was like 6 or 7. She had made me, my brother, and my sister these like they're kind of like candle like marionette things you hang up from the ceiling and they kind of turn, you know.
Okay.
Like
Humpelman?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Except they were like they were handmade clowns with porcelain masks, and their bodies were all crocheted, right? Took her the better part of the year to make all 3 of them. But I remember, you know, when I got it, I was like, oh, hey, it's a little clown doll, cool. And then a couple days later, my older sister decided she wanted to watch It because she had started getting into Stephen King. And you know, in retrospect, coming back to It later, you know, watching it later, it's laughable. It's a complete joke of a movie. But as a little kid, watching It with my sister and my brother, and just being like, and then going to sleep that night, and I've got this little clown thing hanging over my bed, and I'm like, I'm asleep. Clown will eat me.
That is fantastic. I absolutely love it.
Oh.
When we were watching Poltergeist, it reminded me of another bit of the Poltergeist story. Is we watched Poltergeist in the living room with the whole family, and each of us in the family, we collect different things. I collect frogs. One of my sisters, she collected clowns, and my grandmother knit this clown doll. It was actually really cute and not scary at all, and she called him Clowny. And we're watching that movie, and it pans over the clown, and all of a sudden, like, half the family goes, hey, look, it's Clowny!
No.
Oh.
Ruining.
That doll was ruined forever. He went in the closet, and we never saw him again.
He's around somewhere, I'm sure, but I don't think she's given him to her kids.
Burned.
Have you guys heard that they're doing a remake on Poltergeist?
Yes. Yes, I have.
I've seen the trailer.
I'm not surprised.
The trailer looks decent, I guess, but I'm not really sure because it's Poltergeist.
Well, from what I heard, they're branding it as a family movie.
Huh?
That's not what the trailer is. The trailer is a straight horror movie.
Okay.
It's rated R, so.
Oh, okay, then good.
I think
Maybe
it's
that was
rated
the
R.
Onion I read. I don't know. It sounded weird. I didn't care so much.
The Onion would do that.
Yeah, I after many remakes of horror movies, I'm really uninterested in them because I've just been let down.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
I think the movie that scared me the most, the one that actually freaked me out as a kid and gave me actual nightmares was Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the baby coming back to life. It
Was there a
wasn't about the creepy cat. It's the story she tells of taking care of her sick aunt. And the aunt reaching for her from the bed. And there was like a crevice about a body width from the bed to the wall in my room, and I would walk in, and in my head I would see the aunt reaching out from there, and totally freaked me out. Had to reorganize my room.
Mhm. The only movie I remember watching that really just bugged me was 8mm. That was meant to do that. It got in your head. And
Yeah,
the movie
that-
that gets in your head, kind of like, okay.
If you watch that movie,
As a little kid, it was actually the Planet of the Apes.
the
opening
original.
sequence. The original, no, the series actually, the opening sequence in the
Oh,
series.
jeez.
Where you see them rebel, and I'm like 6, and I'm going, you know.
I think we're the only two people in the world who remember the Planet of the Apes series.
I remember it. I just wasn't freaked out by it.
The one that
I was
disturbed me
freaked
was,
out
you remember the
when-
Anthony Hopkins movie Magic, which was him. It was a creepy puppet. It was a living puppet movie,
Oh.
and that one disturbed me so much that the TV commercials gave me nightmares. Just a commercial, and the TV commercials disturbed me so much that then the radio commercials freaked me out to the point where I would be sitting in the car with my fingers in my ear because I could not listen to this thing without completely going into like a little child panic attack.
Aww. All I can say is, like, ventriloquist dummies are just scary.
Mm-hmm.
Scarier than clowns.
I don't know. I think that's a little debatable.
Well, considering
It's on the
really
same
the
level.
only ventriloquist dummies I see are Jeff Dunham's ventriloquist dummies.
Yeah,
so-
those are cool.
No, they're
yeah.
The ventriloquist dummies
Okay.
actually reminded me of something
Okay.
scary.
okay. Grace, we can't be friends anymore if you like Jeff Dunham.
No.
Sorry,
I just
We
remember
can't be
those.
friends anymore.
I don't say I like him. I just say I'll just watch him.
Yeah. God damn it, Aaron.
Nice.
You're breaking up the band here, Aaron. Seriously.
That's what I do.
You're thinking Yoko Ono.
God damn it.
Anyway, what is your story, Grace?
Okay, so my dad makes films. My dad's a filmmaker, amateur filmmaker, but filmmaker nonetheless. And we have these mannequins in my house wearing armor. And we'll have people come over, and we store them in the downstairs bathroom. And I'll be in the basement, and I'll hear thump thump, ah! And then we have someone have walked in the bathroom, not knowing the mannequins were in there, and like turned around because they thought there was somebody in there already.
Yeah, the one in Roman armor and the one in the army BUs.
Yeah, they're just standing there,
Just
wearing
sitting there
their
in the corner.
clothes, chilling in the corner.
Just having random mannequins in your house is creepy enough. Having them near the bathroom, that is...
They're not near the bathroom. They're in the bathroom.
Okay, in the bathroom, that's legitimate scare time. What is your dad's doing it on purpose?
Probably.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sharing the picture, the poster of this movie Magic. Just
Oh,
look at
that's
this
horrible.
poster. Just look at that.
Oh.
Just the still image is actually
Yeah,
creeping
no.
me out.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Jumping back real quick to the Poltergeist remake, it's actually only rated PG-13 this time around.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, what is it with people not having are horror movies being R-rated. I mean, seriously, you can't do anything on a PG-13.
You can do a lot of things on a PG-13, apparently.
I'm sorry. I want my hardcore violence. Thank you. Ah.
I just lost my train of thought.
That happens to you a lot, doesn't it?
It
Choo
does.
choo.
It does.
Maybe you should take like some ginseng, or maybe
it's a
some
side effect
probiotic
of attention
stuff.
deficit disorder, but yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
put it on your condition, yeah. Because all of a sudden everybody's got a condition now. Yeah, you can't just be absent-minded, no.
No, only
And
since birth and
medical
diagnosed since the
condition.
3rd grade. It's brand new. Yeah.
Ditto.
Caffeine is what I take for it. It helps.
Oh, I'm on methylphenidate. Caffeine is weak compared to that.
I don't have hyperactivity.
I don't either, but I space out.
Ah.
I'm like a bull in a china shop without it, so yeah, I need it.
Yes, no. It's funny how there's certain things that can creep you out. And sorry, I just remembered. See, ADD. So getting back to scary things in the bathroom, a friend of mine last year, I believe it was, they had a horrible flood in their house. It was horrible. So they had to get everything gutted and redone. So because the insurance company was putting in new walls and asking them, well, since we're putting it in, what colors do you want here? What colors do you want there? They said, oh, well, we can redesign. And they decided to redesign their bathroom into a horror movie theme.
Oh.
So with my help and my American address, I was able to help them order the shower curtain with the bloody...
Oh, the water activated.
And the help me in blood. And the bath mat that is pure white except for the bloody footprints.
Oh no.
They had skulls all around, and it was a thing of beauty. And the best part was, this is where my game master lived, and so the best part was when somebody hadn't been to the house yet, and they excused themselves to go to the bathroom, and they'd walk in and go, whoa. And the best part was when we'd hear, huh, yeah, I think I'm with the right group of people. Then we knew they were a keeper.
My thing is, if I did that, I'd get sick of it after a while. Because
I don't think they will.
Well, yeah, that's just me. But
I don't know. Are you sick of your bathroom?
Everybody's.
Everybody gets it's neat after a while, but I just get a feeling like after a while you just get sick of the decor. You get tired of this decor and want to change. But I'm fickle, so
3 hours.
I guess that's just me.
Frogs all over my bathroom.
What's with you and frogs?
Yeah, and who liked owls, so.
There you go. I love frogs.
My favorite animal are bats, so.
All right, so before we wrap this up, any other movies that scared your childhood or just happen to be really good to watch on Valentine's Day if you are not into Valentine's Day?
A Clockwork Orange.
Yes, that one.
Oh, yeah.
Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Always a solid movie.
I'm going to go with Hellraiser.
Right up there.
Hellraiser, all right. Any others? I'm just going to go with it because it's in my front of my head all week. Fifth Element, just because it's an awesome movie.
Ooh, I love that.
Yes.
Multipass.
Neither does Multipass.
And a nice companion to that is always The Professional.
Oh, yes.
Leon the
That's the one,
Professional.
that one reminds me of Go-Go 13.
I was thinking
Go-Go
about the
13 was, I want to say it was
It was
based
anime.
on that.
I was thinking about The Professional when we were talking about love stories.
Yeah.
That wasn't a love story at all.
Oh, yeah.
Love between Leon and Matilda.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
John Reno and Ned. Absolutely.
That wasn't a love story.
Yes.
It was not romantic love, but there was love.
Yes.
So was Misery.
That was actually a really good movie. For me, The Professional is up there in those movies that make you feel awkward about the actress.
Why?
Yeah, I can see it, I suppose.
She's very precocious and very young. Much like
He's also like what, 13 in that movie?
well, it's a lot like Kirsten Dunst in Interview with a Vampire.
Yes.
The actress is really good at playing the role, and as a viewer, you're like, that is
Like
really
Taxi
good.
Driver.
That's awkward. Say again, Bill?
Goddamn
Like
Taxi.
Taxi Driver.
No, I haven't
You
seen
know-
Taxi Driver in forever.
I watched
Did you hear
Taxi
me?
Driver for the first time this year.
Really?
I finally watched it.
Where have you been?
I just never, I never got around to it. Everybody was always telling me to watch it.
What's next? You haven't seen Citizen Kane?
And
I haven't
I
seen Citizen
hated
Kane.
Taxi Driver.
I haven't.
I absolutely hated Taxi Driver, and after watching it, I said, well, of course he tried to shoot the president to impress Jodie Foster. I mean, it was like a textbook of how to be a crappy guy and think that women owe you and be violent and good things
About
happen.
being a sociopath.
Oh, it was just,
Yeah.
I hated it.
There's a lot to hate in Taxi Driver.
Oh, yeah. But I ended up watching it because they were watching it for watching 100 movies. Christiana and Mike watch 100 movies, or what's the name of that podcast? Anyway, it's on Christiana Ellis's
I don't know.
feed. They're going through AFI's top 100 movies, and
Oh.
so I finally watched it, and I was just like, nope. Not a fan. But we've got a couple of recommendations from Kevin Crosby. We've got Lucky Number 11.
Blah,
What?
I haven't watched it, so I can't.
blah.
No, I don't know.
It's kind of shit.
Thank
just
you.
shit I can
Now
put
I
up
have
with.
to bleep
There's
that.
the bleep. There's the one bleep.
Well, I can do more if you want.
Well, that's not.
We can get an explicit tag. You want an
No,
explicit
they're
tag,
all
right?
going to show up as taco and burrito and frittata.
Sashimi.
Sashimi.
That's how she does her thing.
Wait, get your. You need to sample out this one word, Slagathor, and then just put that over the bleep.
Oh, no. All of my bleeps are already recorded.
Aw.
I have random
I
words
know
all
another podcast
recorded
that
by
uses
Zero
balsa
Killer.
Um,
Bill, what
What
did you
was-
say?
I know of another podcast that has T.J. Miller saying balsa wood as their as their censor.
Balsa wood.
Balsa wood. I think I've heard that one, yes. All right, and Chris Price, he puts up The Quiet Man. Chris, isn't that John Wayne
Quiet Man,
That
yeah.
movie.
That's very love story, although I will say that movie is great for the fight scene. It starts at the top of the hill. They
You
shoot
ain't,
all the way
you ain't
down
gonna
into
pay
the
for
town.
this drink. You ain't gonna pay for this drink. I'm paying for this drink. No, I'm paying for this drink. Get your money so good here.
There's a quote from that movie that gets said quite a bit around my house.
Oh yes.
What's that?
Go to church.
Go to church.
Yeah, that gets said very often around my house. It's also my mother's favorite movie. So
They're fighting. They fight into the town. They stop. Everybody goes into the pub and have a drink. They come back out and they resume the fight.
Right.
it's wonderful.
It's a great
I
fight
guess I saw the
scene.
movie. I
was,
guess I've seen the movie then.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
I gotta go.
It's great. Oh, we've got more. Hang on.
Kevin says boo.
Yes, Kevin does not appreciate his thing.
No,
Being
actually, that's
rude,
the,
and
there's
Chris
the,
says yes.
no, there's a I think he's actually mentioning the 2005 horror movie Boo. I think
There
that's
was a
what
horror movie named Boo.
Apparently, it was from Singapore.
Please tell me it's about a giant ghost that comes and will attack you unless you look directly at it, and then it hides.
The synopsis just says a handful of college students get trapped in a haunted hospital on Halloween.
Storyline.
It doesn't seem to be that, but
It's got a mental institution in it.
Ooh.
That's always a
low
recipe
hanging
for a horror
fruit.
movie.
And fire, apparently.
Yeah, well, the hospital was shut down because of the fire.
So
Fire
we've
is the
got
cure for everything.
Kinsey can't believe no one's mentioned the Gremlins, apparently.
exactly. Kinsey Schwartz says, "What about Gremlins?"
That's a Christmas movie.
Christmas, yeah.
That and Die Hard, the two greatest Christmas movies ever
That's
made.
another discussion for another time.
And Lethal Weapon.
I was going to say Die Hard, but yeah, it's Christmas.
That's a Christmas movie, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the greatest Christmas movie ever made.
So the next ones we have is from Chris Price, Critters.
Oh God, Critters.
And from Kevin, we've got Chud.
Chud. Oh my God.
All right, so I think we've gone through the gamut. Dave, did you have something to show us? It looked like you went to grab something from the shelf.
I've been staring at this University of Nebraska cross stitch in the background, and I just wanted to do a little bit of one-upsmanship with the 1971 Nebraska Bob Devaney Jim Beam
Bob
ball.
Devaney.
Oh my!
It's something that only the two of us will care about, but this is one of the few. This is the sum total of my inheritance from my father. Is this Jim Beam bottle?
That's a Jim Beam bottle.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. I don't even know much about the sports ball, but I've heard of Bob Devane and that's kind
Yay, sports team. Yeah. Go home team. Play that sport.
Yay, sports team, do your thing. I don't know what your thing is, but you seem to enjoy doing it.
Yes. Oh, and on the event page, we've got another one from Martin, and I have to back him on this one. Let Me In sort of fits horror and friendship elements. Well, manipulation into blind obedience masked as friendship. I will agree with that one. That was a really, really good film.
Yeah.
Wait, the
I've seen
original
that
or the
one,
remake?
Actually.
I'm gonna say yes for both.
I would always go with the original.
Well, generally, you that's how it works with most things. Very rarely does the remake
Don't you sass me,
surpass.
honey. Don't you sass me.
I did not sass you.
I'm getting tired of your sass, Nutty. Always sassing
Don't
me.
come on my podcast.
I'll come on your podcast whenever I want in 3-year intervals.
Dave, you were saying?
Speaking of superhero movies that have a good, that surprised me with the friendship relationship, that would be X-Men First Class.
Yes.
The whole Xavier Mystique relationship, which I didn't, I knew nothing about it going into it, like what part of the mythos they had kept and how they had mined it, and I was surprised at adding in that relationship how that kind of deepened everything that happens after that. That actually retroactively makes the preceding movies seem more important.
Agreed. And
made that up for the movie.
That's what he said. Adding it in though, like it changes so much, and I'm fine with that addition. And it explains a little bit more of the divide between Eric and Xavier. Shut up.
I think it reminds me of something, actually. A lot of things remind me of things. There's a poll going on right now.
You don't want a comic throwdown with me. I'll take you to school.
You know what? Well, should I go get my Batman shirt? All right, then. Let Grace talk.
There's a poll going on right now, and I don't know who's running it, but it was for Valentine's Day, and it was who would you pair with Magneto if you were going to ship anybody? Right now, 90% of the votes, 90% of the votes have gone Charles.
But is that more to do with Patrick Stewart?
No
shipping.
So this was specifically run about the comic books for one of the comic books. It was hilarious because all the comments were, "We don't really care, so we're just gonna click the one that seems most likely."
No shipping.
Amazing. I don't have a ship. I have an armada.
No shipping.
So basically, you ship everyone.
Yes. If you could call it that.
You muted me.
I didn't.
Who dares to mute me? Dave.
Someone who cares about my audio.
No shipping.
All right, so
Ship
that,
packages.
and on that note, we're
On
going to
that
end this
bombshell.
now, and I would like everyone to go around. I'm going to go around, and everyone can plug your stuff and tell people where they can find you on the internet, and this time I'm going back the other way. So, Lulu, where can people find you on the internet?
I'm the invisible woman behind a lot of stuff. But Lucie Leblanc on Google Plus, I'm there. Publibris.com, that's my website. I'm not selling anything. It's for self-publishing. I work for Podiobooks. I just recorded lines for Dan Charette, and I proofread books, and I edit audio, and that's it.
She does it all.
And,
Yeah.
and you're Lulu Bizou on Twitter.
Yes, I am.
All right, and John Donahue, where can people find you on the internet and listen to your voice?
I am on the Into the Village podcast. In the Village, yeah. The Prisoner Intro Cast. You can find us there roughly every 2 weeks. We're currently on a hiatus. We're coming back on the, what is it?
We're recording again on the 22nd.
Yeah, so our next episode will probably be available on the 1st, hopefully. You can follow my sort of insane ramblings at Gibraltar42 on Twitter. And you can find me at the Hellfires blog on Tumblr.
All right. And Dave, where can people find you and your voice on the internet?
EvilGeniusChronicles.org. That's the source for everything.
Yeah, I was.
And you need to get a couple more podcasts out. That's
I
just
have
me.
so many in the can that are not published that it is truly ridiculous.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I haven't heard anything from Dave in a while. It's pretty awesome, though. And Aaron, where can people find your voice on the internet?
Similarly to John, I'm also on the In the Village intro cast to The Prisoner, which, as he's already stated, we record, and hopefully we'll get a new episode out on the 1st of March. I also have a bit of a segment on Flash Pulp by the Skinner Corp that you can usually find anywhere on iTunes.
Grace?
I'm invisible. No.
You've got Tumblr.
I do have a Tumblr. If you really want to listen to me sing a Neo Cuzdul, you're more than welcome to find me on Tumblr at Goldberry and the Rushes.
Goldberry and the Rushes?
Gold.
Yes, Goldberry, as in the
Goldberry.
character from Fellowship of the Ring.
Ah, excellent.
Tom Bombadil's wife.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Are you one of those people who insist on that Tom Bombadil should have been in the movies?
Tom Bombadil's awesome, so shush.
No, he shouldn't have been in the movies. That would have
no.
created so many problems.
Tom Bombadil's awesome.
I love Tom Bombadil, but
No. Tom Bombadil was not cool. Tom Bombadil was completely disaster.
That's
there's a
another
50%
debate for
chance he
another
was
time.
Morgoth, but
We
we're
have to
not
spend
going there.
We have to spend 2 chapters just grinding the story to a halt while we deal with Tom Bombadil.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us. You can send feedback by going to nimlast.org/nuttybites or just nimlast.org. You can find it there. You can join the Facebook group by going to facebook.com/group/nuttybites. And you can find me on Twitter, Nukechasa. Have fun spelling that. But you can find everything, links to everything, at nimlas.org, NIMLAS.org. Oh, and 347-NUTTY42 is the phone number. Talk to you all later. Bye.
Be seeing you.
Bye.
Bye.